I would like to briefly mention about style sheet. In general, when we apply style sheet, we do not use it directly in HTML. So we create a separate file called the style sheet, and we can embed those styles inside the HTML file. So for more details, I think you might take other courses like info301 or some other relevant courses. This course is not web design course, so we will not go into details, but I will just introduce how to apply some style. First, let's try to apply some styles for the entire body. So how to do this? Inside this body tag, similar to HTML attribute we have used before, we can apply a style. So let's say style, style equals to certain value. And the value is a match of one style element with some value. For example, if you want to change the background color, the value of this style element is background color. So let me just use this helper, so background color, and then it will automatically add this code. So background color with colon, and then let's specify the value as yellow. So I will add yellow. Okay, so this is how to add a style, and save it, and then go to FileZilla, upload it, and let's refresh it from your web browser. Let's refresh it. Now you can see the whole body, the background color is changed into yellow. Let me try a few more styles. So for example, here we have H1, heading 1, and for this heading 1, I want to change the font family. So how about let's type style again, equals to, and inside the style, this time instead of background color, I want to change the font family. So let's use this helper font family. So we can choose anything. So let's use, for example, Verdana, and then you can add this. So we have the value of a font family with this Verdana font. So let's see how it looks like. So let me save it. So FileZilla, upload it, go to your browser, look at this heading carefully. So I will refresh it. So let's refresh it. Now the font of this heading 1 has changed with this style. Let's try one more. So go back to your code editor, and how about this paragraph? I want to change the first paragraph. So again, style. So I will choose style and hit enter, and you can automatically fill in. How about font family one more time? And then I want to use, how about cursive in this case? And there is a semicolon at the end of this style. The reason is actually you can add more than one style. For example, we add this cursive as a font family, and we also want to change the font size. Then let's say font size, and the value, let's make it a little bit big. So how about 25 pixel, so px. I save it, upload, refresh. Now we can see this is cursive, and also text size is 25 pixels based on this style attribute. Okay, so that's how you can apply style. And as the last example, let's use this heading 2, and I want to change this heading's alignment. So how to change alignment? Style equals to, let's add some value. Okay, so in this case, I want to use text align, and the text align value could be center and left, right. So I want to use just the center. So let's see. I will save it. Upload, go to browser. Let's refresh. So you can see heading 2 now is the center aligned. So I just demonstrated a few different examples of applying style sheet in your HTML page. Again, this is not the best way. Usually we list all those styles in a separate file, and there is a way you can just embed them. But just for demonstration, I hard coded. Hard code means directly enter some styles in your HTML page. I want to use the table a lot. So how to add a table? So table tag is a table, and if you add this table, table is divided by rows and columns. The tag for row is called tr. So for example, if you have two rows in your table, you can have just two trs. So let me add one more tr here. If you have multiple columns in each row, you can add td. So td is column. So we have one column. And if you have one more column, you can always add one more td. So for example, right now, in the first row, we have two columns. And the second row, if you have, again, two columns, you can add two columns here with the td tags. So this gives you a kind of structure of the table. And to test this table, by default, there is no border line. So we can specify border. And let's add the value as 1. So border length, border width is 1. And each cell, we want to test some value. So let's say this cell, the specific cell of this table, I want to show that, how about row 1, column 1. So similarly, let's add some text for this cell. We are showing same row, but this is column 2, right? And for this next line, now this is showing row 2, column 1, and this cell is row 2, but column 2. So let's try to show this table. So I will save it and upload it, and in your browser, refresh it. So I can show this table, row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. Just one more practice. Sometimes you may want to merge these two rows. So how can we do that? So the first row, we want to keep two columns. But second row, if we want to merge these two columns, the way you can do this is, if you just delete it, if you save it, and if you upload, and if you refresh, now actually there is one column, but it's not merged, right? So you cannot just simply delete one column, but you have to specify that this column is spanning over to the next column. So to do this, let's just slightly modify. Since there is one column and two columns in the first row, you have to say this column, we want a column span. It's not just one, but we want to cover two columns. So you have to specify this as a 2. So we use a special attribute called core span, and by adding the value 2, let's see what's the change. So save it, and update your file, and then let's double check. So now you can see this second row, the one column is spanning over to the second column. So you can see the merged columns in the second row.